Welcome to another episode of Exploring Now. Just kidding. This is our new podcast that we're naming Something's Watching from the Dark. We are redoing the podcast name and the logo. So if you guys are watching, it will be a new logo by the time this uploads and the new name. I'm excited for the new rework of the podcast.
I am too. I am too. I don't know what else to say about it because we we really put our all. Well, I wouldn't say we put our all because life and whatnot, but we did. We tried like really hard with doing the exploring the unknown thing for the last couple of years. But I
Yeah,
think
it's just too common of a name. It's not sticking.
right. But not only that, I feel like I don't know. Telling the stories is kind of what got us started in this, like
Yeah.
listening to people's encounters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I feel like Something's Watching from the Dark kind of encapsulates that a little bit better
Mhm.
because it's always that it has that creep. I'm not saying that Exploring the Unknown didn't have that creep factor, but there's something about there's something watching from the dark that's just like
Mhm.
that's my fear, that like
Yeah.
you ever get that feeling coming up the steps as a little kid that's like I know as soon as I shut the lights off, like something's gonna like be following me up the steps or whatever.
Someone's watching me from the dark.
Something's watching from the dark. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And we got are we gonna use that logo that kind of came up with?
Yeah. We'll use that later.
Okay. Well, we have a couple of different versions of it, so I'm just curious as to which we could use both. Because
Mhm.
I'm sure, like we were playing with that embroidery thing earlier. I think that would be kind of cool to have on a shirt. But yeah, you guys, this is the beginning of a new chapter for the podcast.
Excited.
Me too. So, what are we doing? What is
So we
this?
got some anonymous calls, and so we're gonna play some anonymous calls, and we're just gonna play them. Then after each one, we're just gonna talk about it and just discuss it and see where things go from there.
Yeah. Here's the first one. I'm gonna mute my mic that way we can all, because I know I have some background noise.
I will too.
Hi. Yeah, so this is my story about whenever I, became a full believer in the paranormal. So it happened on an ordinary day at the mall with my mom and my sister. We were walking through Macy's when my mom stopped to look at makeup, and then my sister and we continued on toward Claire's. As we passed a lounge area with couches and small tables, I was suddenly overwhelmed by the unmistakable feeling of being watched. Not glanced at, like actually watched. So I turned my head and locked eyes with a girl sitting in the lounge area. At first, I assumed she was just part of a family that was just hanging out there. And her arm, she was kind of like draped, had it draped over the shoulder of an older woman that was sitting on the couch. But the longer I looked, the more wrong everything felt. The girl was unnaturally pale, her skin almost colorless under the mall lights, and she wore a plain white dress. Her hair was dark and it hung forward, kind of framing her face in a way that reminded me of something out of a horror movie. And she was smiling, but she never parted her lips. Her eyes never blinked. She just stared at me, completely still, like she knew I had noticed her. My stomach dropped. I finally broke eye contact with her and I asked my sister if she saw the girl staring at me, and she looked at me kind of confused and was like, "What girl?" I turned back and pointed to the couch, and the girl was gone. I scanned the entire lounge area and nothing. The woman had been, the woman that she had been touching, she didn't react. She didn't look around, didn't seem to notice anything missing at all, as if no one had ever been there. And it was that moment that has never left me, and it is the reason I believe the paranormal is very real. So, yeah, I love the show. Thanks, guys. Bye.
No. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that?
The first thing that comes to mind is a grudge,
Yeah.
or like
Why
a
is?
harbinger of doom, or something like that.
What'd you say?
Like a harbinger of doom, like something
Oh,
bad's gonna happen to that lady.
okay. I see what you like, the Grim Reaper type thing.
Yeah, but maybe some female, like, we'll have to maybe look into it and see if there's any female, like, harbinger of deaths, something like that. I don't know. That what like makes me think of it as like a harbinger of death, because she's the only one who's seen it. If like, why didn't the other girl see it? Unless she's not sensitive enough to the like paranormal. But like, I don't know. Just something makes me think harbinger of death.
But you don't think that it could have been somebody sitting there, and then whenever she like looked away, that person got up and moved?
But the way she described her now, I don't think so. I mean, there are some pale people out there, but like the way she described the person just doesn't seem natural to me, like she said.
I know. I mean, I've seen some pale people, but why is it the first thing that we think of is the Grudge, though? Like, is there no other pop culture reference that we can compare that to? I'm not saying that that's not terrifying, because that's absolutely terrifying. Just the thought of, what the Grudge looks like. Does your mind ever like play tricks on you when you go outside and it's like telling you like there's things around the corner or in the dark that you can't see, and then it like gives you a mental image of what it is? It's always that.
That or like the lady from The Ring. Have you ever seen The Ring?
Yeah, they're similar though, aren't they?
Uh huh. Very similar.
But the Grudge makes the noise.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I can imagine seeing something like that just over somebody's shoulder, then disappear. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So, you ready for this next one?
That's it.
Okay.
Hello. So, when I was about 6, I went to Bristol with my grandparents, and we stayed in a hotel for a few nights. There was a spiral staircase that we walked down to get to breakfast, and all down the halls of the stairs were mirrors, one after the other until you reach the bottom of the stairs. I stopped to look in one of them as we were walking down one day, and just over my right shoulder was a boy about my age staring into the mirror behind me. He had a blank expression, short brown hair, and was wearing a blue knitted jumper. I obviously turned around immediately, and there was nothing there except the pillar in the middle of the stairs and a drop to the ground floor, so there was no way anyone could have been there. I looked back into the mirror and he was gone. He didn't make me feel scared, and I was just, kind of confused and startled. But I told my Nana, who was a few steps in front of me, that I just seen a boy in the mirror, and she brushed it off like any adult would. But this happened back in 2014, and it's stuck with me ever since. It was at the Brooks Guest House Hotel in Bristol. But I really loved the show, and yeah. Bye.
Where is that? I don't think that we've ever talked about that place.
We don't think they have.
We'll have to look more into that and see if anybody, because there's some of them ghost shows that do the international traveling, but
international, but I'm guessing, I guess.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the story is, wonder if there's mirrors on both sides of them.
I never even thought about that.
Well, I guess. I mean, if that's possible, because she did say spiral staircase. So when I think of now thinking about when I think of spiral staircase, I think of something like in a lighthouse where there's only a
Uh-huh.
wall on one side.
Yeah.
Now, is it possible there could be a spiral staircase with the walls on each side? Now, if that's the case, and there's mirrors on both sides, what if it's like a portal?
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be, definitely, because I've definitely have heard things about spiral staircases as well, being some sort of gateway or portal entrance or something like that. But what I thought you meant, my logical mind went to, she was seeing herself in the mirror, in the mirror on the other side of the room or on the other wall, and then when she would turn to look, she wouldn't see the same thing because the back of maybe the back of her clothing was a different color than the front. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe
it's hard to
not.
say because she described the boy what she was wearing,
Yeah,
and if she knew what color she was wearing, then she might be able to depict. And maybe that's me from a different angle.
maybe.
But I would need to see the staircase so I know um what it looks like, and if there are mirrors on both sides, or if it's just one giant ball coming down. Like,
Right. Have you ever caught yourself in the mirror at a weird angle or something and freak yourself out?
I don't think I have no.
Oh, dude, I have. Oh yeah, 100%. But in the same breath, I'm gonna say mirrors freak me out, even if I'm just standing there looking at it. If I'm like focusing on it, because I don't know, maybe it's because I don't like what I see.
Mirrors freak me out too. After watching the movie Mirrors, whenever I was younger, I'm not sure if you ever seen that movie.
I feel like I probably have.
Their reflection doesn't leave the mirror after they walk away.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
And
feel like
that's terrifying to me. Looking in the mirror and seeing my reflection maybe do something I didn't do, or even looking at a mirror and seeing something behind me like that girl did,
yeah,
freaks me out. My cousin, whenever he was younger, he just got out of the shower and he's seeing a lady with a like long black hair covering her face, like walking towards him.
the Grudge.
And I'll have to ask him about it if he remembers it, but he always used to tell us that story. Then he looked away, then he looked back, and she got closer. Then he looked away, looked back, she got closer.
Mm.
So that freaks me out, just realizing, like, what if there's someone standing behind me when I look in this mirror?
No, that doesn't scare me. Well, maybe it does. Maybe a little bit, but like the top thing that freaks me out about mirrors is that I can see myself and what I and I think it's because what I envision I look like and things like that doesn't align with what I see. So whenever I look in the mirror, what I'm seeing is kind of foreign to me and it seems strange. So it seems like it's somebody else. And I think that's why I'm so afraid of like the idea of doppelgangers because I know what my reflection is. I know what I look like, but because I don't believe that, I think that it's out there and it's going to get me.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I'd be afraid to see myself as a doppelganger too.
That's what scares me about going outside at night sometimes is that like I'm going to run into myself and he's mad. He ain't happy. He's
Yes.
he is. You want to go on to the next one?
Yeah,
This is the last one that we have. All right, guys, here we go.
Hi. Yeah, so last spring I went camping with some friends. It was late at night and I was tidying up the camp and I was just kind of whistling while doing so. The mountains were dead silent, so when I heard whistling back a few minutes later, I just assumed that it was one of my friends joining in. The next morning, I mentioned it casually to everyone, and they all froze. No one had been awake, no one had whistled, and they told me never to whistle in the dark again, and then they packed up and left early. Last night, the sky was clear, and I was standing on the porch, and I was just kind of whistling my happy little tune, and then around 2 a.m., I heard it again. That same tune that I was whistling just a couple hours before, and I live alone. So, what is it about whistling in the dark? Can something so simple really be, sinister? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Whistling in the dark.
When we were down the lake,
Oh yeah.
when we heard the whistle.
See, that is an odd experience, but I do think it was one of us. There's a part of me that there's a part of me that doesn't think that it was something paranormal or anything like that. I think that it was one of us. I don't know. If you're listening to this, go back to our shorts and listen to the whistle and tell us what you think, because I think it was you, Luke.
I don't think it wasn't me. I didn't whistle.
If you didn't whistle, that is nuts.
I didn't whistle.
That is insane. What do you think about this?
What?
This guy's story.
Oh, I'm confused by that. I think whistling in the woods is something. I don't think it's anything sinister, like he said. I mean, maybe some things are, but I don't think all things are sinister. I mean, maybe if you hear your voice in the woods or something, or like someone calling your name, mocking somebody, I can see that being maybe a little bit more sinister and trying to harm you. But whistling in the woods, I don't think. But whistling at night, I don't think causes anything. Maybe you just might hear a whistle back.
Well, even still, hearing a whistle back if you're not expecting to. My thing is, this is something that's like wove into like Native American folklore and stuff, is it not?
Yeah, don't whistle at night. Don't whistle in the dark.
Do you think that it is more so to not like make yourself vulnerable, not don't give away your location type thing?
Possible. Yeah. Because I mean, they say the skinwalkers, if you whistle, and they'll call us skinwalkers, but I don't necessarily believe all that.
Hold on, I want to look it up. Why shouldn't you whistle in the woods? Okay. Well, first thing is whistling carries your location. Predators, humans, bears, coyotes can hear you from far away. So the folklore and superstition is that whistling can summon spirits, witches, and wandering souls. Whistling is said to attract unseen watchers.
That's just
dangerous.
It's superstition.
Yeah. But then again, Bigfoot could be.
I can see more leaning towards Bigfoot as something else along that line, saying something like evil or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is more sense to me. Or even in LA.
Go ahead.
Might be a thing out there. There might be someone out there and they hear you whistle, so you're gonna whistle back.
I ain't whistling back. What? No, I'm gonna follow my instincts. I'm gonna stay quiet. Yeah. It sucks though at the same time because I know what it feels like to be able to play in that mindset of what if. It's hard for me to stay there because I am logical about things a lot of the time anymore.
I've had a spirit whistle before.
When?
It was at my old job when I worked for the
Oh,
county.
when you worked at the courthouse? How do you know it wasn't just somebody else?
Because everyone else was with us.
It was it was all the group was in one location.
4 out of the 5 people were, yes.
Where was that 5th person?
I don't know, but he never whistled whenever he was working. No.
How do you know? Oh, wait, hold on. So this wasn't a paranormal investigation.
No. It was
This was while you were at work. That's right. So
the story with the whistling was my neighbor used to whistle when he was outside. And he always whistled when he was doing something. And he was a warden at the jail at the time when it was a jail.
Yeah.
So I brought him up because they have a meeting at the jail in the courthouse or whatever place it is. And we were walking through the museum at night, like maybe 9:30. So the place was closed down, so no one else was there besides the workers. And I brought his name up. I was like, my neighbor, Mr. Robinson, used to work down here. And I pulled up a picture of him on my phone where there was a picture of him there. And I said that was him. And shortly after, I heard, all 3 of us heard it, or 4 of us, how many ever were there. We all heard the whistle. And it's the same tune that he used to whistle, but they didn't know that. Tell us that that's the tune he used to whistle.
I do remember you telling me that story. I didn't mean to laugh like I was making fun of you. Like it threw me off whenever you were like, I've heard a spirit whistle. I was like, what? Okay. See, it's hard for me to believe somebody else's story whenever I wasn't there. And I'm sure that there's other people out there that, can take somebody for the word. And I'm not saying that you're a liar. Don't take my words and twist them. Because everybody experiences things in their own way. And that's what's very unique about the paranormal. And that's why I go looking for these answers, because I've not experienced something like that. And if if I'm believing you, I'm trusting that you're telling me it's out there, but I can't fully, say it is one way or the other until I experience it for myself.
Yeah, you're not 100% believer.
Right. And
you're a skeptical believer.
Yeah, I'm a skeptical believer. And then at the same time, it kind of makes me mad because they say that you can't, experience those kinds of things unless you're fully open-minded. And maybe I'm too closed-minded to experience anything. So I'm just out here chasing the wind.
You think so?
Everybody else is in pretend land having fun. And I'm like, I don't get it. It's like, if I could insert a clip from SpongeBob, it'd be from that episode whenever SpongeBob and Patrick have the box and they're using their imagination, and Squidward just cannot figure it out. Guys, I want to play with the box too. I just can you teach me how to use it? I don't have any more. That was it. That's awesome though. If you have had an experience and would like to share it with us, here is a number that you can call. You can even text it. You can text it in, and Luke and I will read it on the podcast.
Yes.
I just heard a knock in the hallway that sounded more up high than it did down low, and it's just me and the 2 little ones.
That's interesting.
Have you ever Oh, go ahead. Never mind.
No, go ahead. No, go for
No, it was like I could feel the vibration in the wall almost.
it. Mm-hmm.
It was like
That.
it was either 2 or 3 dogs, like bop, bop, bop. I don't know. Who
Interesting.
knows? Who knows? I'm playing the game. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Luke. I'm really doing it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Only for a minute. Now I think that wraps up this episode.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, we'll post stuff about the new upcoming details with this new podcast and what we all can take and what the plans are for it.
Yeah. It'll grow and develop as we, progress with it. Just like exploring the unknown. It's not like it's a new podcast. It's the same old podcast. It's just got a new look to it.
Yeah, you can find us on still all the social medias, and everything's going to be the same besides the name and the logo.
Yep. All right, guys.
See you.
See you later. And remember, there's something watching from the dark. See ya.
See ya.